Now, 3 years ago, I made my iconic video, Can the NFL Work in London? If you didn't watch it, I'll leave it in the link in the description below. But it basically outlined that whilst the NFL is commercially viable here in England, and if an NFL team were to be put here, it would be financially successful, the chances of a franchise moving to London are still slim and none. Whilst my video caused a little controversy and numerous haters running their mouths off, I was largely correct. There are just too many obstacles they needed to overcome, and that the NFL wouldn't be coming to London anytime soon. But boy, what a difference 3 years makes. Because with every passing day, it looks more likely that the Jaguars will be moving to London permanently. And let me tell you why. Number 1. Wembley Stadium. Previously, I mentioned that the England national team would have final say over whether an NFL team could play there, due to the fact that the English Football Association technically owns the stadium. Shahid Khan, the owner of the Jaguars, has just offered to buy Wembley Stadium for £900 million. An offer that the English FA might not be in a position to refuse, especially on a building that is quickly depreciating. This is huge, because if this happens, there will be no restrictions as to when the Jaguars could play there, and the English national team would have absolutely no say whatsoever, because they no longer own the stadium. They'd just be another paying tenant, if Shahid Khan lets them. Now, you could hypothesise that he wants to turn Fulham Football Club into some kind of super club, but this is false because Fulham can't even sell out 26,000 seats at Craven Cottage, let alone the 90,000 of Wembley. Besides, Fulham are Let's face it, he's lining up Wembley for the Jaguars. Speaking of which, number 2, new White Hart Lane Stadium. 3 years ago, nobody knew that Tottenham Hotspur were planning on updating their stadium, and certainly not one that can fit an NFL field on it. But, as it happens, they've done just that. New White Hart Lane is currently under construction with a retractable field, to potentially lure an NFL franchise to play there permanently. So, if Shahid Khan doesn't buy Wembley, he has a very good plan B. Number 3, brainwashing. Making the Jags play in London every year is intentional, both from a business and fan standpoint. It's not just about the amount of money they make, which is a lot, and it's not just about selling out the stadium, which they never do in Jacksonville. It's about brainwashing the British public. The Jaguars are the only NFL team to have an official UK fan club, a permanent UK base, and are the only team to have heavily marketed to the British public, even though they play in Florida. They're pretty much everywhere. If you're trying to attract new fans, it helps to be the only team that people have heard of. The road has been paved for the British fans to welcome the Jaguars to London should they move here permanently. It certainly helps that they've been blowing out jet-lagged teams on this side of the pond recently. Number 4, it's the new Plan A. Los Angeles, the NFL's preferred city for relocation 3 years ago, now has not just one, but 2 NFL teams. F*** you, Spanos. Las Vegas also now has a team, and the 3 cities that are left behind can't get new stadiums. This realistically leaves only a few places left in North America that could support an NFL franchise, and none of them have expressed any interest in doing so. This leaves London as pretty much the only option left, and the team that's most in need of a new start in a new city, apart from those Browns, is the Jaguars. Coincidence? I think not. Number 5, the Vegas Golden Knights. Wait, what does a hockey team have to do with the NFL in London? Unless you've been sleeping under a rock for the last year, the Golden Knights are the brand new ice hockey team based out of Las Vegas, Nevada. A city with absolutely no history of any professional sports team and very limited exposure to hockey in general. But not only have they survived, they have become a runaway success. The people of Vegas love them, and unlike my beloved Maple Leafs, they're still in the playoffs. They have been a whirlwind success in a city who didn't know who they were or what sport they played just over a year ago. London is infinitely bigger, and they already know who the Jaguars are. My point is that questions pertaining to whether London would attract fans to the games would be moot, because if they play their cards right, there's no reason that London can't create the same fervent support, just like the Golden Knights. Number 6, the Toronto Wolfpack. Who? Okay, bear with me on this one. The Toronto Wolfpack formed last year as a professional rugby league team, and they play here in the Kingston Press Championship. In England. Yes, the Toronto Wolfpack. The Toronto Wolfpack is the first transatlantic professional sports team. People said it couldn't be done. People said that it was stupid setting up a team playing a sport that Canadians had never heard of in a city that isn't short on professional teams, against well-established English rugby sides. People said that this would be a complete disaster. But no, Toronto kicked the crap out of everyone. They lost only one game all season on the way to the League One title, and they're doing the same in the Championship this season. It's only a matter of time before they reach the Super League, the top tier league in England. Not bad for a team that only started playing last year. How did they do it, I hear you ask? Well, they play 3 to 4 games away from home, being based in Manchester when they're in England, before flying back to Toronto and spending 3 to 4 weeks there, and playing opposing teams flying in from Europe. Not only have they proved that a transatlantic team is possible, they've also shown that they can remain highly competitive doing so. The Jaguars could be based in London for 3 to 4 weeks, and then use Jacksonville as a base for 3 to 4 weeks when they go on a big road trip. Don't get me wrong, there's still some issues. The players and staff moving to a different country, raising the salary cap for just one team, different laws, customs problems pissing off the Jacksonville faithful. Actually, nobody cares about those guys. There's still a long way to go before we see the London Jaguars take to the field. But it's a damn sight closer than it was 3 years ago when I made that first video. Personally, I'd want them to resurrect the London Monarchs name. I thought that image was cool and they had a pretty sweet logo. But realistically, they'll keep the Jaguars name because, point 3. If you found this video entertaining and informative, please comment, like, share and subscribe. It takes me ages to make one of these things and good karma is very much appreciated. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Like the video and fire your comments below.